That's Fitzgerald fired. Go freaking figure. More and more shit's coming out and about this hazing incident, sexual assault. Uh, it doesn't look good. Now, whether you're the head coach, the university, the football program, all this shit does not look good. Look, I don't know if all the stuff coming out is true. However, this is kind of what happened. So, at least from what I have, read and what has kind of gone and, transpired there at Northwestern University's football program. So, supposedly, I believe there was a whistleblower or some previous student athletes that has mentioned there was some bad hazing, some sexual assault allegations that happened at the Northwestern University program. Now, the football program, the university supposedly did a independent investigation, and what happened was, from their findings after this investigation, they don't have to go public with what actually they figured out or found out, because they're a private institution. However, from what I've heard, or from what we've seen, is that initially the president of the university athletic department, athletic director, all that stuff, after that investigation, they felt like a suspension of 2 weeks in the middle of summer where there's nothing going on was sufficient. And they did it on a Friday afternoon. If you guys didn't notice, they did that. That's what they were thinking. This is what the fuck. I think this is what Northwestern University was thinking, that, you know what, we do it Friday afternoon. Nobody really cares. It's gonna be like blah. It's 2 weeks suspension, not a big deal. Well, come to figure out, over the weekend, everybody's like, what the hell's going on over there? And then I think also the whistleblower was like, bullshit, 2 weeks suspension, that's all the head coach gets. And they felt like I guess justice was not done. So I think they went to the university newspaper and they gave their side of the story. And if this shit happened, it's some messed up stuff, guys. So if you guys have not, go read the story, or you can Google, you can look it up. There's some allegations of, I mean, it is sexual assault. I mean, some of the shit that happened was, and if it happened, this is the thing. It's obviously a he said, she said thing. We haven't heard, the other side of the story, but supposedly some of these athletes, incoming freshmen, the hazingness, it wasn't just the typical, hey, freshman, carry my bag type of deal, or hey, freshmen do this. Nothing small. There were incidences where I guess some of the upperclassmen were wearing like purge, I guess, mask, and there was some incidents of dry humping on undergraduates. I don't know, this the thing called running program, run this player. There's possibilities of players going through hallways where there was naked football players and they had to rub against. This is horrendous stuff that me as a person, me as whether male, female, it doesn't even matter. If it got to that point of a level, I would be outraged 100%. Whether I'm a father, whether it happened to me, whether it didn't fucking matter, I would be completely outraged. So I understand if this actually did happen. Like I said, it's still allegations. There's no concrete evidence. I haven't seen anything about that. So I don't know if there will be either, guys. So that's the thing. However, if that shit happened to me, guys, I would blow a gasket. It's just one of those things where, and as a head coach, whether he knew about this specific incident or not, you're still responsible for the culture, for the program. You have to be, this is the thing, you get paid the big bucks not only to win football games, but you get paid big bucks to raise boys to men in the program, because you get these gentlemen from the ages of 17, 18 years old, and you get 4 or 5 years with them. And you got to make sure that the culture and the environment is safe. Look, if I had a son and I send him to you to be the head coach, I expect you to at least create a safe environment for my child. Simple as that. Now, in regards to the hazing stuff, I'm actually not I'm not against it, especially when it's little things like that, like, hey, freshman, carry my bag, or hey, freshman, sit over there. So, little things like that. That's not that big of a deal. But when it comes to, there's a fine line, in regards to physical touch and physical abuse. I feel like that constitute over the line in my eyes, but I could be wrong. That's my moral standard. I'm not putting on anybody else, but I feel like that to me would be over the line. So in this instance, if these things did happen, firing is definitely called upon. And then this is the thing. They suspended him for 2 weeks. Then as this story came out, it made Northwestern look bad for only freaking suspending him for 2 weeks. So they ended up firing him on Monday or Tuesday, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, wait a second. The only reason why you guys fired him is because the actual story came out about the real shit that happened. And then it makes you guys look really bad for only suspending him for 2 weeks during the off season of all times on a Friday afternoon. Then you come and fire because you look shit, you look pretty bad. That's a little sketch to me, if you ask me, as a fan and as a person just, on the outside. It looks super sketch that you finally decided to fire Pat Fitzgerald after the fact. Like I said, whether he knew about it or not, it's his responsibility, his environment. Now, news comes out that they're retaining all, or at least most of the staff, assistant coaches. This is horseshit, because you're telling me if the head honcho did not know, you're telling me didn't know, it doesn't even matter. These guys didn't know, man, they knew something was going on. Most of these staff members, now I'm not saying get rid of everybody, who knows? But what I'm saying is it's a far reach to say there's only one guy and that's the head coach that's responsible for all this shit happening. It's a culture that was built. These are men. And when I say that, I'm talking about the staff in itself. These are men, and they should be held, accountable and responsible for what happened here at University of Northwestern. I feel like obviously Pat Fitzgerald is the scapegoat. However, I think others should be responsible for this. And you know what? Who knows? This story is not going to end. I think there's going to be more that's going to come out. And this is the thing about this. This is it's not a small thing that is just going to be swept under the rug. And I think that's what the university really thought was going to happen. They suspend head coach for 2 weeks, and you know what? It'll be fine, move on, win some football games. And that's the biggest thing, dude. They're keeping the staff. The biggest reason why they're keeping the staff is because they don't want to look like shit during this football season. I truly believe that. Otherwise, you clean house. If you don't care about the if you don't care about the program and you care more about the student athletes and this disgusting situation, if it happened, you get rid of the whole program and clean house. However, you care about the program because football, there's facility. I believe they're building a new facility. They need to sell tickets. They need to win games here and there. So at the end of the day, money still conquers all, guys. Even at a college high educational system, money trumps all. And this is kind of a moral high ground. I think this is bullshit if this is the incident that happened. I feel bad for those students who transferred or who had to endure themselves through this if this did happen. And like I just said, the firing was justified in my eyes if this did happen, and I think more should have happened. I really do. I believe that. Shame on Northwestern the way they handled it. Granted, they did fire him. Granted, they weren't gonna fire him if the story didn't come out. So go figure, man. Other than that, man, I was just kind of giving you guys my 2 cents about this Northwestern incident. I'm pretty sure more shit's gonna be coming out. You guys like this shit? Subscribe.